the end.
Have you? There's a really good, what is it? There's like this really good thing I saw. I think it was like an edit to like the final cutscene, but it wasn't a Spartan. It was an elite that was fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing too is like it's like the cutscene, like it's because it's the elite that's doing all the animations. Like there's the part in the cutscene, you know, where he takes off the helmet and he like puts it on the ground and he's like fighting, but then like because it's not a Spartan, it's an elite. Like when it shows like when it cuts to the part afterwards of like the helmet with a bow and it's just like an elite head. Like some of the comments is like, this elite was so brave, he ripped off his own head and still and his body kept fighting.
Oh, no, that is legit funny. Speaking of like Halo though, Max, when are you playing Halo 5?
Oh man. Okay, so here's the thing. I do plan on playing it. Actually, maybe tomorrow I might during the day I might start downloading it. I'm not gonna play it probably until the night because the game I'm pretty sure is like 90 gigs. It's a big game.
I think it's like 50 gigs actually.
Is it? Because I remember like I tried to download it and it like there's just like so many like I think it was like updates or something like that made it like so big.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, so like but like I think the game itself is probably like 50, but like after updates and everything it was like 81, almost 90 gigs. So like I'm gonna have to download that. I do plan on playing it soon. I also do plan on crying. That's gonna come with it. But that'll come when it comes. We're gonna get there.
So Max, do you need me to hold your hand because I played through it all?
Oh, dude, I don't need anyone to hold my hand. I'm gonna let out some manly tears on stream.
So what you're saying is you're gonna declare that's so beautiful and cry on stream. Got it.
Dude, I'm actually this is probably gonna be like the first stream that I'm actually mad at the game I'm playing, and I'm mad at it for like a valid reason. Because usually I don't get like I don't know. I'm a pretty calm person when I play games. At least like I don't usually get mad at things, but like I might get mad.
I mean, I'll give at least Halo 5 at least some credit. It looks beautiful.
I mean, yeah, visually it looks good. I'm not a huge fan of what they did to the grunts, but that's more Halo 4's thing that carries over into it, so I'm not too mad about it.
Dude, I heard that Infinite is having its multiplayer sometime this summer. I've been actually actively trying to get Infinite the skulls so I can get ready whenever we finally decide to all play Halo Infinite together as a co-op. I hope they do 4-player co-op on Halo Infinite, then we can bring Carl into it.
I mean, I feel like they would. I feel like it would make sense.
Would it? Oh
yeah,
man,
I mean, all the Halo games nowadays.
Yeah, but not all of them. Like only 2 and 1.
Well, 1 and 2 only have 2 players, but that's because that was like the first kind of.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think every Halo after that, like 3, ODST, Reach, 4,
5,
and 5 have had 4-player co-op. So I think it makes sense that they'd probably have 4-player co-op again in the new game. And even I wouldn't honestly be surprised either if there were people who went as far to like mod the game. Like I don't know. The thing though is I don't know how much mod support they're gonna have because I'm pretty sure at launch they said like no mod support for the game.
There's people who found ways to make co-op split screen available. That's for sure in the game.
Yeah, I remember seeing like a Reddit post about that.
It makes some boss fights pretty easy. I'm still bummed out. Like as much as I enjoyed Halo Infinite, it's definitely a step in the right direction for what happened after Halo 5 and 4. But Halo Infinite had a lot of potential and it capitalized on some of it, but it also fell short on it. Like it feels like an empty Halo right now. Like it's incomplete for sure. So that's why I feel like it's missing a lot, that's for sure. So that's what I miss about the game. Also, I see that, Max. I'm definitely gonna be watching that.
It's good.
I want Carl to go back into Halo. I want to.
Did he ever play the other games, like all the other ones?
He only played.
Because he played Infinite, and then he played.
He only played
1, 2, and 3.
2. He played 1 with you.
Yeah,
he
he played
played
one with
2
me.
with you.
Yeah, he played 3 with all of us,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't think he's done ODST
No, he never did Outer State.
4.
He never did
He
4.
he put like he said he played like the first mission at 4. We didn't like play it.
Yeah.
Um,
He has
or
access to 5.
Yeah, because the thing is, I forgot that I do have access to. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to buy 5. I'm like, no wait, I have Xbox Game Pass. I can just download it.
Mm-hmm. I know he has access to it. I do. He never played any of the other Halo games other than Halo Infinite, which I think he beat at this point. So, you know what, Max? The opportunity is there. We can try to ask. Well, the question is, which one should he go into though next? Actually, no, he's saying chronological order, as in when they were released. So wouldn't it be ODST next? I think it's ODST next. Yeah.
For release order, yeah, it's ODST, and then it's Reach, and then it's 4.
I still remember how
Andre... Then it's Halo Spartan Assault or whatever.
Yeah, I remember Andre being so bored of ODST when we were playing it.
Oh, dude, Andre was so not enjoying. He's like, I just want to shoot stuff, and I can't go in this game.
There was the moment of like at the end where we were stuck at that like the final stretch of the game for like, what was it, like 2 hours, because we kept dying at the same spots over and over.
With the dig sites on the other side of the city.
The dig sites, the other side of the city. Oh my god, Andre was so over that moment. I can't believe we stuck out that point for so long. That, as much as like I like ODST's like atmosphere and music, it's definitely not a good co-op experience, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think ODST is a very good like single player.
I think like the firefight though, I probably want to try a lot because I haven't tried really firefight at all.
They actually added something cool recently called Flood Fight, and where they added the flood into firefight. And what's cool on top of it is that if you're playing and you get killed, because the ODST can be taken over by the flood, whatever gun you had on you will be used by the flood when they take over your body.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
So it's like if you had a rocket, you better hope that your teammates pick that up or something.
Oh, that sounds awesome. That sounds like a ridiculous one. Yeah, man, we gotta play some more Halo again.
I mean, yeah, Halo is definitely one of my favorite franchises of all time. I'm always down.
I just wish that Call of Duty can be the same in terms of certain games. I wish you can play co-op in certain of the campaigns. There's like no mods for co-op campaign, unfortunately, which sucks. If there was a mod for like some of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I would just love to be like, Max, let's play Modern Warfare 2 co-op campaign and see how well we do.
Dude, honestly, I'd be super down for that because I mean, I love Modern Warfare 2. I mean, like the Spec Ops is kind of like that, but it's not quite.
Wait, let me just see if there's any, because it's an old enough game. Come on, it's popular enough. Modern Warfare 2, 2002, of course. Modern Warfare 2 co-op campaign. There has to be something on there. Is there a co-op mod?
Co-op campaign mod.
There has to be. Come on. Oh, polite people. New mod, the developers of Call of Duty for polite people. There's a civil war in the States. It's the same terrorists. Polite people.
Let's see.
Oh, there is a mod. I see it.
Oh yeah, like I can see it.
Dude, we should totally try it. Have you tried the last Gears of War game in co-op? I've never played Gears of War before.
Gears of War 5, I think, is the most recent one, right?
Most recent one in Gears of War 5, but I've never tried Gears of War. I'm always down to try those. I've tried co-op with the Gears of War, the first one with James, but I do want to try Gears of War more co-op because I've seen the story of 1, 2, and 3, and I do want to try those. But unfortunately,
And,
2 and 3 are only PC only, so it sucks.
So, well, they're only Xbox. They're not even on PC. Gears 2 and 3.
I mean, they made Gears
Um,
1, even the remaster, on PC too.
Yeah, but 2 and 3 sadly aren't.
Yeah.
Gears 2, I think, is where Gears finally started to get really good.
Yeah,
I think
agreed.
I think Gears 3 is where the multiplayer found balance. Because to be fair, like I don't know if you've ever played online multiplayer in Gears, but it's a
Never.
very different game than yeah. So the whole thing about Gears multiplayer is like I don't know. In Gears of War, you play the game, you got that cool Lancer rifle with the chainsaw bayonet,
Mhm.
and then you get into multiplayer, you spawn with it, and nobody uses that. They only use the Gnasher in multiplayer. The shotgun is all you use. You use it for long range, you use it for close range, you use it for like everything in between. Like it's weird. Like that's just the meta. You just use the Gnasher, and if you use a standard weapon, you only use the hammer burst because it's more accurate, and you can choose to fire it faster if you tap the trigger as opposed to like hold it.
I heard the Horde mode is actually really good in Gears of War 2 as well, 1 and 3. No, 2 and 3.
Yeah, so Gears of War 2 was like where they first had Horde mode. It was alright, but then Gears of War 3 they made it so like as you played the game and you expend money to upgrade your stuff, your upgrades like would like carry over into these your little things like, oh, I want to put down these like kind of like spike traps. Okay, well now your spike traps are upgraded from spike traps to razor wire that they got to run through, and then you're like, from razor wire, okay, now it's upgraded into these like laser barriers that like once they hit it, like it deactivates the barrier for a second, but it does like pretty good damage to the enemy. Like it became like as you got kills, you got money, and it became like worth it to do all that.
Yeah,
It was-
I wouldn't mind trying Gears of War. Like, since it's on Xbox Game Pass, I think the multiplayer and stuff like that should still be viable for a lot of people who has Xbox. I would be
Yeah.
down to co-op Gears of War. I'm not the best at
I'm-
the third person.
I don't know if Gears 3 ever got like a performance enhancement or anything for what was that, the Series X? I don't even know if Series S got those kinds of performance enhancements
I'm
either.
pretty sure they are backwards compatible. Let me look at this.
Well, I know they are, but because right now the thing is I only have a Series S, so I'd have to get it digitally or see if it's on the. I don't think it's on the Game Pass. It's a 360 game. Like
Oh,
it's an
yeah,
older
the
game.
Series S is the one that doesn't have a disc reader.
Yeah, it's digital only.
Let's see, Gears of War. Is it Gears of War remaster or FPS boost in Series? Let's see. Unlikely. Let's see. This one was generated in 2021. They got a resolution upgrade. So they didn't have an FPS boost. That's the only thing. So yeah, it looks like Gears of War 2 and 3 just have a resolution boost. That's it. Not an FPS boost, which kind of sucks. But yeah, Gears of War 2 has like co-op we can try. And Gears of War 4 has 4-player co-op. If you can get 2 other people with Xboxes that want to play Gears of War 3. And then there's Gears of War Judgment.
We don't talk about Judgment.
I've seen the story. You see,
My friend and I, we were like, oh, there's a new Gears game, it's coming, and like, so that game is the most like infuriating game I've ever freaking played, and I can go on about it for like an hour, and it's just so, like, the game basically, like, to go forward in the story, like, you have to do levels on like certain difficulties and get like a certain star, and like depending on like the difficulty you do it on, like you're restricted to certain star amounts, and like you can't go on to the next group of levels unless you've accumulated a certain amount of stars from it's like freaking Mario 64, like getting stars to go to the next level. Like, I'm like, what the heck do I have to do? I'm like, and then
I personally say the stories of Gears of War Judgment, I have not seen any really good story. Like, you know how they, like, in Gears of War Judgment, they do a memory flashback for the story to progress to figure out how everything ended up. I've never seen a good game that played that memory flashback yet really well.
just kind of hard. It's just-
It's hard because like you already know the end result. It's just want to know why. That's it, and it's just like it kind of fails. Is all. Gears of War scared the crap out of me when I was younger. I could see that. I never grew up with Gears of War. I only saw the YouTubers play it, and it was like some of my favorite series to ever watch. And Gears of War 1 was creepy as heck. Gears of War 2 made more action, but also very more emotional. Gears of War 3 was just beautiful looking. That's all.
Yeah, Gears of War 3, like it was like the game was gritty throughout all the games. The first game was really dark and gritty. The second game had like a lot more emotional stuff going on with it, like with like Dom and his wife. You had, while not a big thing, like, he had Ty. Well, personally for me, the one that got me, which wasn't as big a thing, was the death of Benjamin Carbine.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's sad.
He gets dragged away by these freaking like worm things, and then like with the time you find him, he's like been like opened up by them, and he's just like, tell my mom, like tell my brothers that I love them. I'm like, oh my god, man.
Gears of War 2 I think is like the peak of what Gears of War is, because like Gears of War 2 like added the emotion of a lot of things. It added so much stuff to it, and it's just overall had right action and also good set pieces for what made Gears of War 2 really is. Gears of War 3, the problem is like it had a lot of good like moments, but it felt like one thing like why Gears of War 2 I like more is because Gears of War 2 Gears of War 3 just kept throwing monsters and monsters right at you, and I mean like it just felt like a more balance with Gears of War 2 and 1, where it's like it's had some action but not a lot, and it had like Gears of War 1, like the old abandoned factory level, or like the test chambers. Like, you know what I'm talking about, Max, right?
I think you're thinking of Gears of War 2 with the test chambers.
Was it Caesar's? Test. Well, those
Gears
two.
of War 2 is the one that has like those like almost zombified human things that run at you. Like
yeah,
like,
those moments help change from like, oh, automatic shootouts to like this is actually genuinely very creepy. But
yeah, like, this is a horror game now.
Yeah, Gears of War 3 was just like action. Enemies, action, enemies, action, enemies, action, enemies, and it kind of got numb after a while to me. So like it didn't have those like creepy moments, personally. When I think Gears, I just think shotguns, and when it comes to multiplayer, Max
that's it.
about that.
The multiplayer is just shotguns. What's
exactly.
that? You wanted to use your machine gun against this guy running at you with the shotgun. By the time your machine gun does any relevant damage, he will be close enough to one tap you with that shotgun.
That is like one thing like I find like honestly hilarious. But yeah, no, Gears of War, I never grew up, but I did enjoy watching the series, and I think 1, 2, and 3 are some great ones. Definitely deserve as the classic Xbox games of the time. I saw 4. It felt like they just had to reuse the Locust again, but in a different way in order to continue the story, and just like
that's kind of what it is. It's just like these new things are basically like the Locust like version 2.
Yeah, it's like it didn't really make much sense, and plus the game gotten rid of like a couple characters off screen. Just I never saw Gears of War 5, but it was like a bit of a controversial one in certain fans, so I don't know 100%.
I played like a little bit of it, but I never finished it, and I didn't really care to finish it. I was kind of over and done with it pretty fast. I was like, well, this is all right.
It's like I get like Halo continuation, and Gears of War had less of a reason to continue. I think like it would have been better for Gears of War if they went back in time more, or did more of like in between of 2 and 3, because there was like a big time gap between the two or something like that. Like do a side story or something like that, or more of like of the books or something like that. Like there's something like more they could have added. But then again, Halo is a much bigger universe than Gears of War, personally. Or they could have just gone on a different planet, in a sense. Gears of War 5 is a mix of semi-open world exploration and linear shooty sections.
Yeah, there are some like open areas where you can like they have this almost like sailboat kind of thing, but it's like land sailing, and you use it on these like icy areas, and you can just kind of choose to go certain areas and like look around, and like I don't know, like that's cool for some people. I didn't play enough to like get too into it, so I was just kind of like, oh, like it's like I literally didn't play enough to get to that point,
Hmm.
and so I didn't really get to that point in the game. And I was like, oh, like it's whatever.
No, that makes
But
sense.
like with Judgment, like what I was saying earlier, like Judgment, they like messed with the game a ton. They changed a bunch of fundamental things about the game, and so like
Yeah.
that's kind of what led to the game not being as good. It wasn't even so much the story, and like yeah, the story wasn't good, but it also like there's so much that they changed. Like the whole thing with Gears, like you got your three guns, like your two primaries, your pistol, and you also have your grenades. But like with Judgment, you had one primary and your pistol, and that was it. Like
Yeah.
and like and like the other thing too is Gears. If you play any Gears game, you know that the maps are like symmetrical. So like one half of the map is always this like both like players like sides of the map are like completely symmetrical, and the game really changes. The game is determined basically by who decides to push first and like leave their part to kind of move into the other person's arena, and like how that other person's like kind of like responds to them being like pushing their area, and like in Gears Judgment, their maps were no longer symmetrical. The game was almost more like a Call of Duty map, and they did. Well, the game doesn't have. Well, you've played Gears. Gears doesn't have jumping, but
No, it
they now
doesn't.
had drops, so you could like run off something and like drop down onto something else, like really far below you, and like it was like a one story drop, and you're like, what the fuck? This isn't Gears. What the heck? And then on top of it, when you're playing the multiplayer, like when you're just walking normally, there's like a faint crosshair that's always there. So you always have a crosshair up. I don't remember if that was there in the campaign. It may have just been multiplayer, but me and my friend, like we were pretty solid at Gears 3. We weren't like top level or anything, but we were good enough to usually go positive in our games. So when you took people like us who were like solid at the game and gave like who already without looking at the screen kind of knew where like our hip fired shotgun blast was gonna go and gave us an idea of where it was gonna go, and then the knowledge of Gears to like know like actually like, we know how to play the game, like we would steamroll kids and like and the other people in like the multiplayer, and it was just like we literally like are pretty sure our KDs were like 2.0 3.0, and we would like we're just not having fun because the game wasn't challenging. We're like, this game is like really easy, like the people who are playing this are not the people who were playing Gears before. Like it definitely seems like people who are trying Gears for the first time are playing this and they don't realize that this is not really how Gears is played.
No,
And you can
get
tell
that. Yeah.
you can instantly tell because like I said, you only have one primary weapon. Like people like I said in Gears, like the shotgun is what you go for. So him and I, we grab the shotgun, and anyone who you see in multiplayer who doesn't pick the shotgun, they get steamrolled. They don't know what's happening. They're like, why? How come this shotgun's beating me from afar? Like, how come they're running up on me? What's happening? Like, it's like you just have to if you don't know it, it just you can't fight.
Yeah. I would say at the very least, I kind of like what I liked about Gears of War Judgment is that they added the little gap between how Baird and Cole got the ship at towards the end of the game. Like I kind of liked that aspect of Judgment, is where they gave you the opportunity to do it, and it was like a nice little like, oh, this is happening kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, I do appreciate that for sure. But yeah, no, Gears of War Judgment changed a lot. I know a lot of people disliked it. I like, I don't know, Gears of War impacted at the beginning and it made a lot of like tactical shooting, but it definitely has not come back in a lot of ways. Like Halo came back because of the Master Chief Collection, even though the launch was atrocious from what I heard. And with Halo Infinite for the most part. Like it's still around, but unfortunately Gears of War kind of fell off in a lot of cases, which it just kind of sucks because that was one of the Xbox's flagship games.
Yeah, it was. It was one of like the defining games.
It wasn't it launch. I think it was a launch game for.
I think it was for the original for the Xbox 360.
Oh, Gears of War 2 and 3 is FPS boost. Never mind.
And then the thing I remember, like, I'm pretty sure it was like Bill Gates who saw the game was like, I want to make sure this console is strong enough to run this game because like because they're like they showed off the game like with the Xbox's like original like specs, and it like wasn't really cutting it. Like it was kind of a little weak. It was a little weak. It was a little slow.
Mhm.
And then like they showed him the game, and they're like, you know what? We're gonna make this console stronger, so that way this game can run like at a solid and constant speed.
Yeah, no, I get that. And if you play the original Gears of War, it'd be like Gears of War Gray Edition. That thing had so much gray in the
It
original.
was so gray. Yep.
I'm glad that they remastered. Like, I know that people say like remaster was it, but they definitely changed a lot of the cutscenes, which I do say the cutscenes did not age well. The graphics look so much more vibrant that the Gears of War remastered, like that game, is definitely a good remaster of the Gears of War. They did a lot of justice to that first game, that's for sure.
They also changed some things about the game. I realized they added in this thing where like what's funny is the original Gears of War, like they have the whole concept of active reload, where if you like do that little thing, you get like if you do it right, you get extra damage.
Yeah.
But in Gears of War 1, active reload is just to reload your gun faster. It doesn't give you extra damage. It literally is just to reload the gun faster.
That sucks because like Cliff Bleszinski, the creative director on that, was like critical of like want to make reloading fun and rewarding. And at that point, it's just fun.
Well, see, that's the thing. The remake added that feature. Added the extra damage.
Oh, added extra damage. Okay.
Yeah. So it changed that, and it was like, okay, so now I think the thing is, I think that they wanted it to be like the way they intended, and I think they probably intended to have that there, but they didn't.
Yeah, because I think Gears of War 2 had that. Like after.
Yeah, Gears of War 2, and every Gears afterwards had it.
Yeah, that would make a lot more sense because like Gears of War that Gears of War 1 didn't, and it was like Gears of War 1 had like a really gritty story, but a lot of aspects of Gears of War were very unpolished, like the multiplayer and like some of the other stuff. But Gears of War 2 is like, I definitely still think it's like the peak of what Gears of War is and should be, kind of thing. All the emotion and grittiness. You know, one of my first impressions of Gears of War was the same thing as like God of War. I also like how God of War and Gears of War are like GOW, and so it's like, do you like GOW? And it's like, which GOW? But I remember seeing Gears of War and I hated it first, because when I first saw Gears of War, like the very first like previews and stuff like that, it's like, man, blood does not splatter like that when you shoot people. Or like how gritty it is. It's just like, man, that has a lot of blood. That's just like unrealistic. It's not Halo, guys. I just remember I disliked it at the beginning, but now I appreciate Gears of War for sure. I'll be down to actually try Gears of War 2 and 3 on like the Xbox. Dude, Mac, we could play co-op on those. I think we still could.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, if they're on the Game Pass for sure. So that they are able to be played. I think, yeah.
What time is it? Oh shit, I gotta go to bed. I gotta wake up tomorrow.
You gotta go to work tomorrow?
No, I guess I gotta be up in the morning for some Mother's Day stuff.
Mother's Day. Yeah, I don't celebrate it a lot, but I should probably say Happy Mother's Day to my mother when she's able to. But yeah, thanks so much for joining in. Let's definitely play more games, but also like more importantly, continue on our Legacy of Goku series.
Oh, for sure. I'm down for whatever time you want to do it next.
Let's do it right now, dude.
Okay, no, maybe not whatever time you want to do it next. I think I lied.
You should have specified, dude. But yeah, I'll talk to you later. I'll message you about that for sure. But thank you for joining, and I hope you have a great rest of your day for like Mother's Day. And also thank you, Yves and Vlad, for joining us too on like all this stuff. Yeah. Like for sure, whenever you get a chance to, Max, you definitely should have to get us Project Winter, because that was a fun game. But man, it was a lot of learning curves to get through that.
I was watching. It looked interesting.
Dude, it's a lot of fun actually when you get like a big group of people and just like actually discussing and scheming. That's where it gets really fun. But yeah, I will catch you guys later. I will just give my shout outs here and ending all. I don't have any people to raid because no one is live right now, surprisingly enough. I don't really have anybody to raid right now. But it's probably like a nice casual day anyway, so I'll be fine with just ending it off here. I don't think I have anybody to pick out and choose. So Max, you're gonna be streaming tomorrow?
If I do, it's probably not going to be until the evening, but I don't even know for a fact.
Well, if you want to follow Max for that stuff, you should totally follow him because he'll be playing stuff. Oh, alright, I forgot that clips are a thing. I want to hear this. What's this one? What is this clip?
I don't know. I don't. I'm not actually looking at it right now.
I think it's
I couldn't
he
tell
got
you.
clutch at the end. That's what it was. It was a Valorant clip, dude.
I don't. Sometimes I don't know what it clips. It just like will have like a random clip from like I think a VOD.
Yeah, it does. It just has a. It picks one of your clips from your channel specifically.
Yeah, if it's something weird or random, I don't know. I have to check it.
True. Anyway, good night, Grace, to you too. I hope everyone has a good night. I'm not gonna rate for anyone today because no one's alive, and I'm a little lazy to look for anybody alive now. But good night. Yeah, good night. Good night, chat. Take care. Everyone, hope they take care. Hope everyone has a wonderful evening. I will not be streaming tomorrow because D&D is currently on canceled tomorrow, so we're gonna have to come back in the next week. So hopefully next weekend I'll be more inclined to stream on Friday / probably bring on more multiplayer games on Saturday for sure. Hope you all take care. Thank you, Max, for joining, and everyone else who joined on earlier. I hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend / day. If you're gonna be tomorrow, will be a weekday, and I hope everyone has a great start of your week. I hope to catch you another stream of mine or someone else's, and everyone just take care of themselves. All right, everyone, have a good night. Bye bye.
Good night.